Hey, everyone. I am so happy that you guys are here with us. Welcome, everyone, to Your Divine Business, where I feature and coach Christian entrepreneurs who are ready to build and or elevate their God partner business. And in today's episode, we're welcoming in Lisa Bronzo, a guest. I tell you, of all the guests, I am super excited about having Lisa with us. I've known her for a long time. I've seen her obediently step into what the Lord is saying to her. I'll let her share her story more. Lisa, give us a brief understanding of your story. We have about a half hour on this. I want to take a few minutes for you to tell everyone so they get who you are and what you're doing. And then we're going to share one win. We're going to, of course, lead people to your products and services at the end of the show, but we're going to share one win. And then I want to hear your pain points so that I can coach you a little for free on the show. And we'll head people out with getting them back to all that you have to offer. So tell everyone a bit about you and where you're at today.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me. This is
Yes.
awesome, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
First of all, I own and operate a family business that my dad started as an early retirement. So I've been doing an airport shuttle service for 38 years now. Pretty much 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, unfulfilled, that type of, but I like what I do and I'm good at it.
You're grateful, you're good at it, but you felt like this isn't filling me up anymore.
Right. This can't be my calling. But I was okay with it until 2013. I got into a car crash, and it was a highway car crash, and a little Lexus convertible. And last I saw was an upside down SUV, like the metal of it. And I was doing about 70. And I think the guardrail saved my life, and God saved me my life that day and my dogs. And after that is when my spiritual journey began.
Yep.
So my questioning why, because people die, and I've had friends die in highway accidents. Every day somebody dies in a highway accident. Why was I saved? And I barely had a bruise on me. So that started the journey. I went zigzagging all my way around all these different avenues and trying to find myself in the calling. And in 2015, I heard pretty loud and clear it was to heal the weary minds and sickness in the hearts. And that always stuck. But I was so excited to hear it because it was so loud. But then it was, okay, where, how, and how does this happen? How do I do this? And that was in 2015.
2 years later, that's really good for people listening to be like, okay, 2 years later, she still really hasn't acted and doesn't really know. Okay.
No idea. And then I found a piece of property. I was looking for someplace in the woods, but I know I needed near water and nature to get closer to God because that's where I felt where I could hear the most. And I had looked in North Carolina. I found a piece of property. For some reason, I Googled motocross tracks for sale, and I found a piece of property in South Carolina. Out of the blue, I called my son who was in Florida training at the time. I said, pick me up in Augusta, Georgia. We're going to go look at this piece of property. And as soon as I stepped foot on it, it was like I already owned it. And
Yep.
I just talked about this because I just saw the girl I bought it from last week. And I said, I like it. I'll take it. It's like God wanted me on this piece of property. I had no idea why. So I had no idea I was going to afford it or what was going to happen. Lost a marriage over it, but that's okay. God won over the husband. Um, and I bought it. And then it was two dreams, one piece of property. My son took his part of it with the motocross track, and totally he's like crushing that business.
Yes,
And
he
I
is.
was still like, okay, so what's my part? And I kept telling my son, I go, don't forget, your mother's has her God's work to do down there. I just don't know what it is yet. And then I recently purchased about 20 more acres, and he cleared out this area, and it almost looked like an amphitheater. And I said, wait, maybe it is a festival. And I remember journaling, and I just found the journals. In 2015, I journaled about a festival. And I said, it's been a festival this whole time. It's been over 10 years. And here I am back at a festival. And as soon as I said that, I found you, which got you and your business coaching and got me the website. And then I ended up finding you had me do research, and I came across Rob, and I researched Rob. And then I ended up finding a Christian Festival Association, which I didn't even know there was one. And there
We
was
got to
this little,
stop 1 minute just for the viewers because I just want to let people understand that we have these dreams. Like she said, I already own this land. These dreams are already in us and they lay idle. But as we start to tap into the Lord, they start our eyes open to it, right? And she was starting to do this. But when she also started working she was in Sweet Spot, and she showed up from the second she was like, okay, God's asking me to do something. She showed up for Bible in the Year every morning. She was praying. She was meeting with us. She was meeting extra with some of us. Like, she is all in. And God was giving her doorway after doorway after doorway. Still is. But okay, keep going.
Okay.
So
So
Rob, you said.
Oh yeah, I met Rob, and then the Christian Festival Association, and I ended up on their website, I think, while I was doing some research about Christian festivals. And it's just, the property we have is just beautiful. And I can't think of a better way. And I ended up coming across, it said something about apprentice or mentorship. So I sent in an email. I wish I remember exactly what I wrote, but I got a response, quickly got a Zoom with the director and the marketing girl with the Christian Festival Association that operates like the hugest festivals in the country, like hundreds of thousands of people. And I'm their
This is
first,
crazy that you got this, but this is how crazy good God is.
right? Because they even said to me, like in that first Zoom, like, how did you even find us? Like, we haven't promoted this, we haven't advertised this anywhere. And we all kind of just giggled and knew it was God led me to them.
Yeah.
And I am their apprentice. They training me. I got to shadow somebody who did a big festival in New Hampshire, which was wonderful. I met Rob there, which was funny experience of how that all came together.
Yeah.
And it's just, and now the website, and now I'm a month out and everything's ready to roll, and
You did it. You
promoting and
you and
now,
God. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
so that
Oh,
the win, I think, was the Christian Festival Association.
for
Your help with
sure.
the website, getting it live, them negotiating on my behalf with a ticket agency.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I
That's
found a local band and he
yes.
took control of some things.
Yeah.
Now those are the wins.
Yes. Now let me just praise on you a little and we'll get to like, okay, what it is that you're now like, okay, Niccie, I need some coaching on this. This is next step stuff, right? So yeah, what you're hearing is this constant what I say is obedience. That's all I see out of Lisa is obedience to the call. And yeah, she can rattle off like, how many of you could ever get someone to teach you how to run a festival and have all these connections for you with not divine intervention, without divine intervention? And the fact that it didn't cost her a dime because she's a mentor, like that just doesn't happen. And all these different connections. So she has a beautiful website. She's ready to go, taking tickets. Everything is good. But now it's kind of like, you have been going, and it's up. What are you feeling now, and what can I help you with?
The last few days, it was I don't want to say devil, but maybe like
Yeah,
the
spirit.
questioning, like, okay, I haven't sold a ticket. I'm a month out. Everything's
Yep.
ready. The churches aren't like jumping on like I thought they would. I
Yeah.
need to figure out maybe my approach or give them some more. I mean, I'm $20 a ticket, so the deals are kind of hard. I mean, you can't go to the movies for much less than
Right.
that.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, okay, it's here. Everything's ready to roll. But
Yeah.
now I need to start selling tickets. And then I got the little chirp of, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this?
Yep.
Are you sure this is,
Yeah.
are you sure this is the path?
Okay. All righty. So this is what I'm going to say. So a couple things go through my mind. So we know that like this got down to the wire in the way that you would traditionally market is kind of out of range here. So we can condense it and really kind of do like a condensed version of traditional marketing. And we'll go ahead and talk about some of those things. But I think we almost have to jumpstart you into more of an upper level marketing. So, those listening, entrepreneurs listening, you really wouldn't jump to this place until you're up and running and have proof of your services and stuff, because the last thing you ever want to do is partner before you're ready. because if you partner before you're ready and then your system, I mean, it is hard to get a funnel up and running. She literally in 3 months probably learned how to run a festival, figured out all of her branding and products, got a website built, got a funnel built, and got all the tickets and money all set up. Like that is unheard of. So now she's trying to, potentially, I think, partner with people to get some sales. So let's talk about traditional stuff first. And I'm going to share a little thing that I call 30-30-30. So 90-day campaign. So we've talked about this a little bit, but I would start doing this immediately. So typically with a 30-30-30, you're going to do 30 days. I learned this from my business coaches, right? So 30 days of talking about your systems and processes. Okay. Now we don't have 30 days, right? So we're going to do the math in a minute, but I want to explain it. Then you're going to do 30 days of talking about your thing, your event for your case. After that, that's 60 days. After that, the event takes place then. And then the last 30 days are after the event where you're sharing all of the awesomeness. Okay. So since we're down to, instead of 90 days, 30, we're going to go 10-10-10.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, no, we can do 15-15-15 because you're about a month out. Okay. So we're going to do 15 days of working on systems and processes. 15, I'll tell you what it is in a minute. 15 days of promoting the event. And then 15 days are after the event, right? So let's now go deep on this a little bit. So these 15 days of systems and processes are going to be a little different because yours is an event, right? So you can imagine if you had a coaching practice or something, it would be the way in which you coach and all that. But we need to realize that people are having events all the time. And churches get inundated with people saying, oh, can you come to my thing? And then it's a writing club and there's 4 people there. And then it's not even that faith-based. And, they maybe hear that this is at a BMX rate, track. And then all of a sudden they're kind of like, whoa, what, what are we supporting? Stuff like this. So we have to find ways to really make it clear what's happening. So I would love for you to try to make a list of 15 things that prove, that show and exemplify how this event will transform lives. So you say things like, this isn't just a one-day event to get inspired and then go home to your same routines. Like write that down. Like that's the headline of a post. This event. And then the next one is through these 3 ways, the let go. And what's the name of your event again? Let Go Revival?
Yeah, Let Go Revival.
So in this Let Go Revival, we will experience 3 main things or whatever it is. And then you explain those 3 things. Well, what are they? So tell us a little, because this is free advertisement right now. What's going to happen at this revival? What's going to take place?
Well, we'll have the local band, which I love. I really enjoyed him, listening to his music. And he's local, and the festival likes that. I went somebody local and didn't, overstep that. I did get nonprofit incorporated as well.
Good.
In that amount of time.
Yep.
And I'm working on the 501c3 status. So what will happen is, I'm still looking and reaching out to churches for another youth group or another church group to go for a half hour before the main band. So I'm reaching out for them. I'll have bonfire, fireworks, and then we're looking for athletes to put on the motocross show. I've reached out to a couple people, faith-based businesses that do that. One was out of my budget and they said, keep them in mind. And then another one, I might be able to actually grab him. I'll probably figure it out in the next week or so if they'll be doing it. So there are faith-based athletes that do these shows at other festivals, and mine happens to be at a motocross festival. Motocross track is where it's being held. So it's the first one of its kind.
Yeah.
So
So as far as festival, I'm hearing that it is music and it's being able to kind of like get into the fun of motocross, right? And it's going to be almost like a little show, maybe a 20-minute
Right.
kind of show. Okay.
Exactly. And then fireworks, bonfire. There will be camping, dry camping available if anybody comes far distance and they want to just spend the night. And then the show
What
and
is the show that the
the
BMX?
yeah, the MX. They do treks. They
Okay.
do on the dirt bikes.
All right. So, do you have things that you think are going to happen that you haven't necessarily considered them to be part of it? For instance, when you say there's going to be a bonfire, is it just going to be a fire there, or had you envisioned anything particularly happening at that? Is it
I
just going to be
also,
a fire?
yeah, I did see something else, and I did run it by the festival. I did buy a big a projector, one of those big, huge 25-foot screens, which
Yeah.
we used at an event before. We like watched Supercross or something on it outside. So I was thinking maybe running a movie either for the kids or something. But then there is a movie that's just coming out. I think it just came out, which is a faith-based movie, and the director actually knows the producer or something and thought I probably could get the rights to show that at the festival at
Yeah.
night. So that
Yeah.
might be something fun to do, like, movie under the stars.
Yes, I for sure agree. Well, with it being faith-based, we know that so right now it's very much marketed as a fun event. It's not marketed as a transforming event. Okay? So when we if we're so we can't use that as a way to try to sell it then. So unless you had those things in your mind, like, and then it's kind of like, well, what do we have in your mind? Could there be, don't add these things, don't put more things on your plate if this isn't what you want. But, could you have, you have a lot of sisters and brothers in the sweet spot. So could you invite an intercessory prayer person there so that you could say that you've got a prayer person on site?
Yes.
I think that you had said something about like praise and worship around the fire, but maybe that was before you thought of the festival time. Like, is the band singer, when he's done, is he leaving then, or is he going to be staying during that fire time, or what? Because you wouldn't watch a movie during the fire. It would probably, like, what's happening during that?
Yeah, I don't know for sure. I don't know what his plans are. To be honest with you, I have to, get back. I know he has his pastor speaking like in the middle of his show for like 30 minutes.
Okay.
So we'll have that pastor speak.
Okay,
Um,
so just wait, that's really transformative. So that is a transformative thing. So now when do you have your list of 15 things down? Do you have like 1 through 15 down?
no.
Do you want to on a piece of paper? Do you have a piece of paper?
Yep.
Okay, so take a minute and just write 1 through 15 down.
Okay.
And then I'm going to help you come up with some.
Okay.
Okay, so one is going to be the flyer. You're just going to do a picture of the flyer on social media.
Yeah.
And do a voiceover. Practice your voiceover. You can just record it on Zoom and you can download the audio from Zoom.
Okay.
And then that can just go in. You can use Canva to put your image on there, and then you could speak the voiceover on Canva. Or if you want to do it in Zoom and cut it, make it nice, either's fine. It's Tech Tuesday, this coming Tuesday. It is. You could, if you want to get your voiceover done in Zoom, you can just have it done sitting in Zoom, and the tech team can help you download it, help you cut it in Audacity, and help you put it onto your image all for you during the call.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so that could be one post, your image with a voiceover. I think you should call the singer and ask if you could do a live with him, announcing it, promoting it, or if you're nervous about live, do a pre-record and just, ask if you could swing by and just interview him briefly. Keep it, short, like 90 seconds or less.
Okay.
Okay. I think you should ask him if he'd be all right with you talking to your pastor, the pastor who's going to be doing the little thing. And I think you should ask him to do the same thing, a minute, kind of little interview. Put that on
Okay.
there. Yep. So now we're at 3 or 4.
3.
3. Okay. And then I think that you could talk about, I think you could maybe do a Bible verse on community and gathering together. And then do a little thing with that Bible verse that says super excited for, and say the date, we're gathering together at this track or whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. And then probably another one is praise and worship. So the power of praising the Lord and worshiping together is another Bible verse you could put up, and then talk about the event. So are we at 5 now, or where are we?
5. Yep.
Okay. Can you think of any?
Well, I did make a post last night. And I don't know, I see it like going towards or trying to help the lost and the
Yes.
broken and the
Yeah.
unfulfilled,
Yeah.
and have them leave feeling loved and protected.
Okay. So remember that, actually write that down real quick. Like grabbing the lost or those who feel unloved or maybe unprotected, and have them leave feeling, fulfilled and protected.
Yeah.
So you want to have some posts. I was kind of giving you a little open way for you to think about this, but the name of an event is really important. You always in your name want to say, you want to call out who it is, what's going to happen, and how. So since your name is Let Go Revival, we didn't really say who it is, but you just did now. You said those who maybe feel a little lost or unvalued or just sort of forgotten, right?
Right.
So you need to do posts that say, hey, is this world getting the best of you? Do you just sort of want to be left alone or feel alone? Do you feel maybe forgotten or unworthy? Then you need to come to the Let Go Revival. We're going to be, now this is the transformative thing. If it's just a time to go for music, that's all you can say. And that's great. And you promote it. But if there's going to be a pastor there who's going to be doing a little thing, and there's going to be Christian music there, then you're going to want to say things like that. We're going to be filling you up with the worship from this name, whoever that guy is. I forget his name. Yep. And we're going to have pastor so-and-so in there. And it's going to be a time where you will learn you will gain the value that you deserve, that everyone deserves. You'll leave there feeling fulfilled. This is the time for you to come, and everyone is welcome here. This is an event where you don't have to know your Bible. You don't have to be the best Christian. In fact, it's honestly maybe for everyone else. Like, just come and know that you're going to leave fulfilled. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what you're going to say, and then I would start a countdown. About 7 days, I would do a countdown every day. So day 7,
Okay.
and then day 6, and keep saying, so now partnering, those are kind of some of the normal ahead of time posts that we would do. So
Okay.
some that are on systems, we've got a pastor there. We're going to have an inner healing praying person there. We're going to have worship there. We're going to have like systems that you're doing to help them. Some of them are just promotions, like interviewing the guy, those things. But then I want you to think a little bit about these kind of more upper level marketing, which is where you partner. So you already did mention some of these things. And the reason why is because honestly, you are working with event planners that are in big spaces, and they do partner. And that's why it was natural for you to already say, well, I'm checking with the youth group or whatever. But I'm curious, was that through their guidance, or was that on your own that you were thinking of that?
For the youth group?
Yeah. And the other churches that you reached out to?
Yeah, that was on my own. They did give me a list of people that they thought would, be
Good.
happy to come and just to be able to play in front of people, but it didn't really have what state they were in. I offered it to the one girl because she was on the list, but she didn't really jump at it.
Yeah.
So I kind of like wanted to keep it local if I
Yeah.
can, and in the
Yeah.
community. And then
Yeah.
if it's a youth group, then I know their church
Yep.
and their friends and everybody in the community will follow along and come enjoy
Yeah.
the day with us. So
Yeah.
that's kind of keeping
Okay.
it like
Yeah. I hear what you
small.
mean.
Yeah.
I hear what you mean. I mean, and even like the family. So reach out to them and say, if you bring your sister or your brother, your neighbor, that kind of thing. But I would say you make posters and make a bunch of them and then hand deliver and explain them and let them see. And if your posters are maybe needing a little tweaking, I'll be free this weekend. If you'd like to reach out to me, I can help you with your poster. But you want to print it off and you want to go to those places and hand deliver it. Sound super excited. Look on your A game because right now it's kind of the scary time. We're going to talk about spiritual warfare here on you in just a minute. But so partnering with them and a great way to do this is to feature them, and to potentially, let these kids like youth groups know that, if you can get one youth group in, then you go to the other ones and you say, hey, Unity is coming. I was hoping that you guys might want to come too, just kind of try to get them to snowball off each other. But there are other things that you may not have thought of. Well, you should go to your list. How many off that list that the festival people gave you, how many of you reached out to? Like, did you try 2 or 3 of the
I
options? Or
didn't do any of their artists. I started with the local churches, which are
okay, I see
large
what you're
churches.
saying. Yeah, I
Um,
see what you're saying.
and
So
then
I was
I
thinking,
asked the one girl.
okay. Okay. I hear what you're saying. These are more like people to add to your event, right? Oh, okay. I'm more thinking partner with your event in terms of getting people to show up. So with churches to come in attendance. And also I'm curious if you need a templated letter to reach out to places, to email churches and things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did do a letter,
Huh?
and I mailed it out to a couple places. I did have a little difficulty with the Lisa at the Let Go Revival, something about some license or something. I thought I had it fixed and they went through.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, maybe revisit that letter I did send out. Maybe the approach wasn't, I mean, I have to be me. So
Yeah.
I don't,
I think
but
it
I
was
did. Well, the problem is too, I'm in Maine and the event's in South Carolina.
yeah.
So I
Yeah.
actually, when I was there a couple weeks ago, I went to Staples and I printed off like 100 flyers
Good.
and I handled them to like 4 or 5 of the guys that I know there, and they're already posting them in windows and
Good.
shops and stores.
Okay,
So
that is great. That is great. That's really good. I'm glad to hear that. What about the Chamber of Commerce?
yeah, that'd be a good one. I should actually, this little town is like,
Yep. Write that down and possibly the neighboring chambers, or if you talk to the local one, then they may reach out if you ask them to the neighboring chamber. And then also there is an events page that every town has, and you should put yourself on the events page, probably within a half-hour radius or maybe even an hour radius.
okay.
Okay. All righty. So now the last thing that we're going to do is this intercessory prayer person. I would look and I would get online and I would see on Instagram if there happens to be somebody in that area that is an intercessory prayer person. They could very well have a big following. And then if you invite them to be your prayer warrior at this event, maybe even a few of their people, do it with them, then their people are very likely, going to be coming and attending. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know you could do that. I thought that, like, I did ask for volunteers. And then if a church did respond, I would see if the people would want to, like the festival I shadowed him with, they had like a prayer tent.
Yeah.
And that's what they were doing. So
Yeah.
that's kind of like what I was thinking about. That would be more of the volunteers. But if there is somebody that actually
Has a
goes
following
to it,
already. That's
right?
what we want. Yep. So you're going to have a little trickier time finding this on Instagram, Facebook is really good yet because they put their location in. So maybe start
Right.
with Facebook. Look in your area and then just reach out, and do not text in Messenger. It will get lost.
Okay.
Friend them first and hope they friend back. If they don't, then send your message. And then if they don't, then maybe try calling, and a voice message is always better than a text one.
Okay.
Okay. Very
Yeah.
good. All right, friend. Okay. So you are going to, do you need help with your flyer or no? You feel like your flyer's good?
There was, I asked the opinion of some of the one of the boys that was there. He did the filming. They came from California and every place. And he thought, because I guess I am piggybacking off my son's, bringing the track to another level, that it's kind of branded there, and there is a logo that I tried to do it in Canva. Unfortunately, adding the logo to it with the QR code. But I kind of shrunk it. So it's not, I sized it wrong and somehow I can't get
Okay.
it back to the flyer. So that's all. It's in Canva, but I just need it
Okay.
back to like flyer size.
All right. So I'm going to meet with you this weekend and we're going to fix that. It'll probably be tomorrow morning.
Okay.
You're going to finish making your list, get all 30 days, come up with
Okay.
different ideas, reach out to the pastor, reach out to the singer,
Yeah.
reach out to Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
Yep. And try to find somebody in that area that is doing intercessory prayer work.
Intercessory prayer work. Okay. Got it.
Okay. All right. Friend, we have quite a list. I am so happy that you came on the show. And I want you to tell everyone about your festival and tell them how they can get to it and attend it, right?
Right. Yes, exactly. It's
Okay.
near, so it's called Let Go Revival, and that's the website, and everything's on there. It's in Edgefield, South Carolina, which is just north of Augusta, Georgia. And so it's only a couple hours from Charlotte, a couple hours from Atlanta, kind of right in the middle. It's on 60-acre property, pretty much in the woods. There's a pond, there's trails, there's a creek. So, everybody can roam the property as they feel free, and the camping's available as well.
That's so cool. I wish I lived closer. I'd be so going. But
Yeah, it's going to be
Lisa,
fun.
I am so impressed by you. I know it'll be blessed. And we're just going to trust this, right? We're going to let go and just let God take over. And thank you for being with us on Your Divine Business. That's going to do it for this episode.
Thank you so much.
All
Appreciate
right. You bet.
it. Okay. Bye-bye.